Ponytown is filled with all kinds of game mechanics. Things that do things. That's right, things that do things. But not all of them are really used that often, so here are 5 game mechanics that are rarely ever used in Ponytown. From players that just don't ever want to use them to whatever. So let's go ahead and start with number 1, which is dice commands. This you don't really see too often. I'm sure it's probably used more in like private parties and regiment type stuff and things like that. But overall, dice just really isn't hardly ever used. You never see people on the main map really using dice. And if you're curious of what that is, literally you can just type in /roll and then it will give you a number out of 100. You can customize this, and I think the customization side of this dice is something that's even more underutilized. So for example, I can type in /roll and then I can type in 12 and it will roll out of 12 instead of out of 100. I can also do roll 2 D9 and it'll roll 2 9-sided dice and it will give me a 6 and a 4 for a total of 10 dice, and that's what I rolled. And there's like all kinds of things that you can do with that. I can even make it like roll 5d6s, so now I have 5 dice that I'm rolling and I can roll all of them at once. I got a 3, a 4, a 4, a 4, a 6, and it all equals up to 21. You can use this for all kinds of different things, from mini games to just playing around with your friends and just goofing off and seeing whoever can get a higher number or a lesser number depending on what you're doing or whatever else. So there's all kinds of things that you can utilize this for, but you hardly ever see it utilized or even used in general. So here is number 2. Number 2 actually has to do with what I've been holding this entire time, the party poppers. This thing is like, I never see anyone holding one of these. This is like one of the rarest items I've seen in the game just because no one ever uses it. So you can get this in a number of ways. There's some on the main map, so you can go to the main map and find some in these little party boxes. Just go to your main island, open up your build menu, go to this little gift box symbol, and get yourself a party item box, and you can plop that bad boy down, get rid of your hammer, and come up here and click this twice, and you'll get yourself a party popper. This is something that I never see anyone playing around with. Like, literally no one ever does anything with this. And another fun little thing too is, like, obviously it keeps up with your momentum. So if I was to run this way and then do it, it kind of goes further. Same thing with the dandelions. The dandelions do the same thing where it keeps up with your momentum. So if you're running and then do it while you're running, it'll kind of shoot off a little bit further. There's also some weird things there. Yeah, that's a little bit weird. But anyway, that's besides the point. I never see anyone using these, and of course, it kind of makes sense because it doesn't really do anything besides just shoot off confetti or whatever. Not sure like what you could use this for. Maybe you could use it for like your little mini games, and then like you be at like a finish line or something like that, and they get to the finish line and they're like, ah, yeah, congratulations, you won, and you got confetti. Yeah, that's right. I'm really not sure what else you could really use this for. You can't place it as an individual item on your island, which is a little bit weird now that I think about it. You definitely should be able to do that. I mean, we can place the sparklers individually, and there's a lot of other things that we can place individually, but we can't with the party popper for some reason. It would also be kind of nice if it came in other colors, but overall, party poppers is just something that I never see anyone holding or really using at all. Like, it's very rare to see that. Speaking of things that you rarely see, Firefly Lanterns. You may see people holding these every now and again. Also, again, I have to discard this by pressing that. But you hardly, well, damn, can I not even pick that up? The Firefly Lanterns, that's right. You hardly ever see anyone holding one of these, and sure, you may see someone holding one, but do you ever see anyone actually actively going out to collect fireflies? Because fireflies are a thing that you can collect in the game. If you have an empty one, or if you have a full one like I have here, you can press E, or your use interaction item action thing down there on the bottom, which is this symbol here, you punching is the use item interact. You can click that and it will release a firefly. It won't for some reason because it's winter and that's fucking stupid as shit, but whatever. But you can't release the fireflies during winter, which is a stupid thing. But you never see them like during summer or spring or whatever else actually going out and collecting fireflies. You never see anyone actually doing that. You never see anyone releasing them and trying to catch them and chase after them and things like that. Sure, you might see someone holding one like how I am right here, but you literally never see anyone doing anything with it. It's literally just a light source to them, essentially, or a cool little thing. So there's definitely some mini games and things like that that you can utilize using this, and it's also just kind of fun sometimes to go out and grab some fireflies just to see if you can, how many you can get or whatever like that. And another thing too is like you can actually use it on your island and kind of put like a weird swirly thing in hiding places or something. I don't know, but that's besides the point. It's something that you never really see anyone utilizing. So let's move on to the main island and talk about these last few, shall we? Because we have a few more. So let's come on over here and just grab a random person. How about we come over here and you, because you're running against a torch. This is something that almost no one ever does. Okay, they're running away. They're running away, so it's not them. Wait, no, they're coming back. Okay, cool. So here's basically this one falls into people just not doing it for some reason. For some reason, players do not hide other players. There's too many people that will find someone causing a problem, such as this Tashiro person. They're not actually causing any problems, but say they are. For some reason, people will not click on the player and then go on the top left and then hit hide, and they won't hide the player. If they're bothering you, just hide them. If they're bothering you and you don't want to hide them, then ignore them, and this will basically make it to where you will not receive this player's messages. Anything they type in the game, anything that they say in the game, you will literally never see because you've ignored them. So that's another very underutilized mechanic that literally no one ever uses. I've like too many times people are like, this person keeps bothering me and I don't like it. What do I do? Well, then hide them. Just hide them, ignore them, report them even. That's another thing people don't really hardly ever do. But let's move on to the last one, because the last one here actually has to do with commands. Because there are a handful of commands that people don't ever really use. At least I've never really seen people use these. So if we go back to the island here so I can get a better view of what I'm doing here. So all you have to do is literally type in / in the chat, and it will give you a list of all different kinds of commands and things like that. And there's a few here that people never really use, but the main ones I want to talk about is /shrug. No one ever uses this. I literally never see this in the game. No one ever uses this shrug command because obviously they don't, because I never see that little /shrug pony thing. It looks a little cursed, to be honest with you, but you never see it. I don't know why you never see it. It's because it's an underutilized mechanic, and for some reason players don't really use it. And I think the reason why is because, like, what use does it really have? I mean, it doesn't really do a whole lot. It's just a weird little symbol thing. And another thing too is like clear chat, clear general chat, clear party chat, whisper chat, etc., etc. Those, I guess I can't really say for sure if they're utilized a lot because it's not something you would ever see. But it's one of those things that, like, I honestly forgot they were even mechanics. I even completely forgot that they were commands in the game because I never needed to do that, and it just seems like something that would be underutilized. Same thing with a couple of others and things like that. But overall, just like some of the commands are just you never see anyone using the mechanics. You never see anyone using those commands. So yeah, there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this look at some underutilized game mechanics here in Ponytown. I would love to see some of these maybe even improved in the future or something like that, or just overall just more people actually utilizing those mechanics, such as the dice and the party poppers and the fireflies and things like that. Obviously, we can't really do anything at all with fireflies during winter because winter fucking sucks, but that's besides the point. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and doing all of those wonderful things like that, because when you do wonderful things like that, not only do you get access to wonderful content such as this, but you also get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.